This tale begins with Cremulos, an elderly and poor Athenian citizen, and his slave Cario. They returned to Athens from Delphi, where Cremulos had gone to seek advice from the oracle concerning his son, and whether he should be instructed in injustice and knavery and other arts whereby worldly men acquire their riches. Apollo instructs him to follow the first man he meets on leaving the temple, and to persuade him to come home with him. First man he meets happens to be a blind beggar, but when Cremulos persists in following him anyways, he discovers that he is in reality Plutus, the god of wealth, whom Zeus has robbed of his eyesight.
O Zeus and all of the gods in the heavens, what an awful ordeal it is to be a slave of an idiot. Such an awful ordeal, terrible. If a slave gives his master sensible advice, but he refuses to act upon it, then what happens? The slave cops the horrible consequences of his master's rejection of the slave suggestion right along with his master. That's our fate. That's the fate of the slaves. Our body is not owned by us, but by the men who buy it. The masters, they can do whatever they like with it, and we the slaves, have no say in the matter at all. Believe me. And then there's Phoebus Apollo, a wise god, they say. You know him. He's the one who utters all his oracles, sitting on a golden tripod. Apollo, I've got a bone to pick with him. Oh, this god, a healer, a wise prophet, huh? It was from his temple that my master came out with the damaged brain. The old boy's thinking is now back to front, upside down. Now, instead of his leading the blind, he's following them, and he's forcing them to do the same. I asked him, why, master? Why do always does the opposite of what he should do? You saw him just now. Instead of leading the blind, he's following them, and he's forcing me to do the same. I asked him, why? Why, master? Why do we have to follow this blind man around? Never get a reply, of course. Not a smidgen of a hint of an inking of a reply. Don't you worry, master. I'll keep asking you the same question over and over again. I'll never shut up, and I'll go on asking you the same question until I get an answer. You'll get sick of me. You will. Master, why are we following this blind man around?
No. You can't beat me, remember? I'm wearing a holy wreath.
Too much, boy, and I'll rip that thing off your head and then beat you up with it. And I can assure you, boy, it's going to hurt you even more than then.
Bullshit! I'm not shutting up till you tell me who this blind man is. Believe me, boss, it's for your own good. That's why I'm asking this question.
All right. I won't hide it from you any longer. You've been the most faithful and the most thieving slave I've ever had. So I'll tell you, you see, I'm an honest man and a good-fearing old chap. Been like this my whole life, all my life. I've been an honest man, a good man, a polite man, a gentleman. Yet, when it comes to money, I've always been a loser.
I know that, boss.
Whew. But then, look at those crooks out there. Look at how they've made it. Temple thieves, politicians, bum lickers, sleazebags. They're all filthy, bloody rich. Look at them all. They've all made it big time.
I agree with you there, too, boss. Crooks and sleazebags, the lot of them. Just calm down.
And that's why I went to consult Apollo. Not for my sake. I'm old now. I've shot off all my arrows, but for the sake of my one and only son, that's why I went to talk with the god. I wanted to ask him if my boy should change his ways at all. I mean, should he, perhaps, become a crook like the rest of them out there? A dishonest sleazebag, totally rotten man, stinker? Because to me, it looks like the only way one can make it big in this world these days.
Phoebus uttered through all those sacred garlands of his.
Well, let me tell you. The god told me in unambiguous words, mine to follow the first man I bumped into the moment I walked out of the temple, and to persuade that man to come home with me.
Is that so? And who is the first man you bumped into? You're a complete numbskull, boss. Truly, you're a numbskull. You've got the God's words all wrong, boss. Can't you see? What he has told you, in fact, was that you should bring up your son according to your local customs here.
What makes you say that?
It's bloody obvious, boss. Even a blind man could see what the God meant. This is the way of our world these days. If you want to get ahead in life, you must avoid doing anything good. Avoid virtue at all costs. Embrace evil.
No, that can't be right. That can't be what the God meant with his oracle. I'm sure his words must have meant something very noble. Now, if this chap tells us who he is and what he's on about and why he came all the way here with us, maybe we'll find out what Apollo really meant.
Oi, you! Time for you to tell us who you are. Now! Tell us now, or else I shall be forced to use force.
All right, I'll tell you. Go and get stuffed.
What? Who did he say he is?
I don't know, but I think he was trying to tell you something.
Sir, I can see you prefer the polite approach, so speak with me, if you like, sir. Tell me who you are.
And you go and get stuffed too.
Charming. There you have it. There's your man and your oracle.
By holy demeanor, you won't get to enjoy that insult.
Listen, you, speak up, or I'll knock your ugly, bloody block off in a very ugly, bloody manner.
Would you two wonders let go of me?
Never.
I know what we should do. Get rid of the fool once and for all. Walk him over to the huge cliff and leave him there. Let him fall over the side and kill himself.
Good idea. Go ahead, take him over there now.
No, don't do that.
Well, will you tell us who you are or what you are then?
I'd like to, but I know what happens afterwards. Once you find out who I am, you'll never let me go.
Oh, no, not us. I swear by the gods. If you want to let us go, then we'll let you go.
Well, then unhand me.
There you are. You're free.
Listen, then. Well, I've made up my mind not to reveal myself to you, but it looks like I have no choice, so here you go. The man that you see before you is a god.
Master, why didn't you tell us before? All this time, not a peep out of you. Why?
You, the god of wealth, in these rags? Oh, dear, dear Apollo. Apollo and all the other gods and the spirits in the heavens. Dear Zeus. You must be joking, right? You, the god of wealth.
Absolutely, me, the god of wealth.
In person?
The person himself, wealth by name.
But you stink. Where have you been that made you so pongy?
I have been to see the old miser Patroclus, who's never had a wash in his entire life.
Ah, right. Well, tell me, how the hell did you end up losing your sight?
Zeus did this to me. He hates mortals. That god, I used to threaten him when I was young, but that I'd only visit the mortals that were honorable, wise, and atrocious. So he went and plucked my eyes out so I couldn't see who's who. See? That's the sort of hatred Zeus has for the good folk on earth.
But they're the only ones who honor him. The good and the virtuous.
But of course.
And now, if you were to get your sight back, would you still avoid crooks?
But of course I would. I hate them.
You'd be visiting the virtuous again, would you?
Certainly. It's been a long time since I saw a virtuous man.
I can believe that. Me too. I haven't seen a virtuous man for a long time. Either I've got my eyesight.
Now? Right. Now you know all about me, so let me go.
No way! By Zeus, in fact. Now we'll get an even tighter grip on you.
I knew it. See? Didn't I say that you two would be giving me the shits?
No, hang on, Wealth. Let me explain. Do not resist in running away. See, I'm a virtuous man. You'll never find a more virtuous man anywhere.
Ha, that's what they all say. But the moment that they grab a hold of me, the moment they become wealthy, that's when they become unbearably and utterly evil.
Sure, but not everyone is evil.
To the very last of them evil, the lot of them shits bastards.
Now listen, mate, you're going to cop it if you go on with this sort of language and attitude.
Listen, well, let me tell you the benefits you'll get if you come with us. Listen carefully, I'm certain, hoping very much that, with God's help, of course, I'll be able to get rid of that eye problem of yours and get your sight back.
No, please don't do that. No, I don't want my sight back. Thank you.
What? What did you say?
What a total loser this guy is. A congenital loser.
No, listen, Zeus knows all about these rich folks. He knows all about them. Well, so it must be me that he'll be taking his anger out on again. It'll be me who'd be getting.
Plutus is later convinced to restore his eyesight at the temple of Asclepius, famous for cures and miracles of this nature, and he formally becomes a member of Crimulus' household. He begins to hand out riches to the more deserving people, and to remove riches from the unvirtuous, effectively turning the world upside down economically and socially. Predictably, this gives rise to rancorous comments and claims of unfairness from those who have been deprived of their riches. In the end, the messenger god Hermes arrives to inform Crimulus that the gods are angry because they have been starved of their sacrifices and homage due to the traditional Olympian gods, since all of the good men have been directing all their attention to Plutus.